I can't even. I don't know why. Okay. So, I mean, it was such a short examination. Even on cross examination, Weinstein gets up to say, "Do you see what kind of shirt my client is wearing in his mugshot photo, his booking photo?" The guy's like, "Yes, I see it." Weinstein is like, "Is the shirt red?" The guy was like, "No, it's not red." And then Weinstein was done with his questioning. Again, completely pointless. Now, we can move on to the most impactful or the most thing that we should probably look at the most that happened on Monday, which was Shaana Edmonds got up there to testify. Who is Shaana Edmonds? That is Donovan Thomas's mom. That's Nuts' mom. That is the mother of the man who was killed on January 10th, 2015. That kicked off a lot of what we see going on right now, which is making Fonnie Willis want to go after YSL so hard. I do. All right. So, of course, we have Attorney Love is running point on this one for the state. And, she starts out wanting to get into the background of Donovan Thomas. What was he into as a kid? Did he go to school? Like, when was he born? All that type of stuff. And then Attorney Love asks the mother, Shaana Edmonds, when is the last time you seen your son alive? Now, to me, when I heard the question, it was reminiscent of when Attorney Love asked A. Bennett or Shay Bennett a few months ago, was her mom alive back in 2013? Just randomly, like the question just popped up, was your mother alive back in 2013? Like, it reminded me of that. And but I don't think Miss Edmond, I don't think she took it as offensively, but she did start crying when she asked her that question. When was the last time you seen him alive? Oh my God. When was the last time you seen him alive? Right? So, okay. So she asked when was the reason I just did that is because my earbuds died just now on me. So I am gonna have to grab the big headphones when it's time for you to play my next clip. So when was the last time you seen him alive? The mom, she broke down. She started crying, trying to answer the question. And this is where Attorney Love she just does not have a real connection with her inner compassion and empathy. Her voice just does not lend itself to sounding compassionate in a courtroom when dealing with victims or the family of victims. Because she asked her, when's the last time you seen him alive? Right? The lady is crying, trying to answer. And then some objection happens in the background because Attorney Love, while the lady is trying to answer, says, what was the date? So she not even letting this lady finish up with her emotion and all that. She just got to, what was the date? Tell me what date it was, because you rambling on about this emotional stuff. Oh yeah, he used to come to my house every Friday and sit with me and talk. She's like, what was the date? And so all of the impact of that emotion that Shaana Edmonds was given to the jury was stepped on, first of all, by Attorney Love's question of what was the date, and by whoever was in the background objecting to whatever happened. The judge is trying to hand her some tissue, a box of tissue. Somebody's objecting. The bailiff is walking past. It's a lot going on at this time. Let me play this clip for y'all because it was a lot happening right there, and it was completely stepped on. Hey, what's going on, Hippie Easter? And shout out to White Chocolate. She didn't have a good relationship with her son. She had no idea who her son was hanging out with. Yeah, that's facts. She definitely sounded like she wasn't aware of a lot going on. So let's play this clip right here, right? This is where, yes, please like and subscribe to the channel. This is where Attorney Love asked Shaana Edmonds about the last time she's seen her son alive. Here we go.
Peanut. Where did that name come from? Just him growing up. He was smaller than he was, as you know now. And we just thought when he was born, he was just a cute little peanut, and that name just grew with him.
When was he born?
April the 4th, 1988.
And when was the last time that you saw your child alive?
The last time saw my baby was, give me a minute, please. It was Friday night. He was, always came to the house, and we,
What date is that? Just tell me.
the date,
Do you have an objection, sir?
January the 9th. January the 9th, I'm sorry.
I'm overruled. I'll rule the objection, sir. Objections, I should say.
Now, do y'all see what I was saying about how this lady was like trying to get through her emotional like answer, and how she was just really reminiscing on the last time she saw her son, and then it was interrupted by Love saying, "What was the date?" And I know Attorney Love did want to know the date, but sometimes you got to let that emotion fully come out. And I can't believe that I'm sitting here trying to coach her on trying to be compassionate with a witness. She's been doing this for a long time. I don't understand why she doesn't know how to talk to her own witnesses. However, whatever, if that's her vibe, that's her vibe. I guess this is how she gets convictions. Either way, she definitely, like, the impact of that emotion was completely dead. So the reason that you would bring a witness's like family member in, because she didn't, I mean, not a witness, but the reason you would bring a victim's family member in is for like pretty much impact, because this family member didn't even see the crime take place. So she can't add any factual value to help with the conviction. It's really so that you can get this emotion across as you fight for a conviction, right? But the emotional part, Love killed it by stopping her from talking and asking her for a date. Asking for a date, like a specific date, pretty much says remove all the emotion from this. Let's just be factual. We don't want to hear any heartfelt information. We just want facts. And the whole purpose of this lady being up here is for you to get the emotion to the over to the jury. So that didn't really make sense to me at all. I didn't understand that. So pretty much you just brought this lady in court for no reason, honestly, because when you have that situation, what I just described, and then you couple that with the fact that she didn't seem to be, what I feel, she didn't seem to be hostile towards the defense at all. How you doing, Tamika B? She didn't seem to be hostile towards the defense in any way. And I think that's important to point out, because you would think that these are the people being accused of taking it. And of course, this has been a long time since the incident happened. It's been 9 years. So I could see if maybe she's just at peace with it. Like somebody just said in the chat, she's at peace with it now. But this is the trial that's going to help put the people away finally, because, you know, nobody was ever convicted of her son's murder. So this is finally the trial that will help put the people, supposedly put the alleged people away that has something to do with killing your child. And she didn't seem to be on the side of, let me do anything, let me show any emotion I can show to try to get them locked up. Let me let it be known, yes, my son let me know that he had problems with these people. Yes, they had motive to kill him. Like, she didn't give that energy off at all in this whole thing. She pretty much gave, her answers for both sides were the same thing to me. So sometimes I feel like I was reading that message just now, but no, the mother did not give the state anything really, and when she tried to give him some emotion, she was cut off. Let me play the part where. Okay, so no, I'm not gonna play it, but so then Attorney Love, she gets back past that pretty much after about 5 to 10 questions about Donovan Thomas's personal background and all that. Brian Steele was on top of it. He started objecting to everything that's not relevant. And the judge agreed. He's like, yo, move this thing along, because you're getting into stuff that don't have nothing to do with this case. So pretty much Attorney Love started asking, hey, are these people Donovan Thomas's friends? Were they ever around? So pretty much started asking about Marquavius Curtis and Kelvin Watson. Or is it Kelvin Watts or Kelvin Watson? I can't ever hear that end of that name. But Shell Kell is the person whose name has been brought up a few times already in this trial. So those are like If Gang people, and they like so close, they're like brothers with Donovan Thomas pretty much, right? So the mom is saying like, yeah, I know them, like they pretty much grew up with my son. They just like close like brothers. Like I know them very well. They have been coming over my house since they were little kids. And then, so she started to ask. Let me see what order this happened in. So Attorney Love started to say, well, pretty much has your son ever brought wife and Lucci over your house before? And she's like, yeah, I remember him coming over 2 times. Like, he's been to my house, wife and Lucci has. And she said from her understanding, wife and Lucci was like an artist that he was about to try to manage or push to the industry, get on, like pretty much get him on. So she knew about him. Then Attorney Love pretty much started listing each YSL member and saying, have any of these people, she named them one at a time. Has this person ever been to your house, like naming a YSL person? Has Nut ever brought Trontavia Stevens over your house? Has he ever brought Jeffrey Williams over your house? Has all that? And she said no to all of it, right? Which, once again, like I said, with this whole thing, the state does not appear to me to be trying to prove anything. They just trying to like throw it in the air like, hey guys, she said that none of these people ever came over, so they probably weren't friends. Like, but that's not proof of anything, like whatever. But Attorney Love still got that off, or whatever. So then Attorney Love eventually gets to the point of like, did you know your son was in a gang? And the mom is like, yeah, I knew he was in a gang, but I didn't really know much about it. And then Attorney Love is like, how did you know he was in a gang? And she's like, well, you just, you know your son, things just changed. I could tell something was different. And then she's like, well, have you ever heard of ABG? Have you ever seen him wearing clothing with ABG on it? The mom is like, yes. She's like, did you know what it stood for? She's like, no, I didn't know what it stood for. I was told it was all about God. The defense objected to it. I'm pretty sure it was sustained because she said she heard it was all about God or whatever. And that's, you can't do hearsay and all that type of stuff. So she said all about God. Let me see. Who else said something? Somebody else I feel like mentioned that earlier. I don't know if it was A. Bennett. This is the thing. I can't tell if the mom is like, is the mom is just like a G and she just like held it down like, nah, we not handling this in the court. I don't care how much time passed. We're going to handle it outside. Or if she was really one of these type of moms that's like, I don't want to see any more violence. So I really don't want these men to like rot in jail. I just want all of it to be over. I don't know. She could be that type. There's different types of victim families. Not all victim families just want revenge. Some of them want everybody to just do better in life so they don't have to keep on killing people, so they don't have to keep on getting shot at or getting shot. You see what I'm saying? I can't tell how this mom is, right? She didn't really give us any energy to let us know one way or the other, but it just seemed like she was definitely like more on the at peace side of things than anything. Maybe she's at peace with, maybe they just won't never find or convict the person who killed her son. Maybe that's what it is. I'm not sure. So, so after, Love is done, then cross-examination comes up. Shard, let's see, I had Shard asked about 10 questions. Like, he didn't ask too many. Sorry. The gravesite, they talked about the gravesite incident where Donovan Thomas's gravesite was desecrated, right? And pretty much the mom is the one who found it like that. So the mom came up to it on Father's Day 2019. These people is disrespectful. Father's Day 2019, spray painted SLAT, SLATT, in all green spray paint across his gravesite, across his stone. And I guess they say they chiseled it SLAT in the rock. These niggas was vicious. Chiseled SLAT in the rock surrounding the like in the it's like a marble stone, right? Gravestone. Chiseled SLAT around they was on one, right? And the mom got there, she found it, and Shard, when he got on the cross-examination, he just wanted to establish like nobody was ever arrested for this. You never filed a police report for it. And Miss Edmonds was pretty much like, no, I never told the police. I just called the cemetery and I made a report with the cemetery and they did their own investigation, but nobody was ever arrested for it. There was no criminal charge, anything like that. So Shard just wanted to establish that, and then he pretty much was done. He didn't want to ask anything else. And I'm pretty sure that Stillwell was one of the people that was like implicated in the car. when the shooting happened. I don't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the people that Kenneth Copeland that was charged back in like 2015, but they let him go. They said, nah, Kenneth Copeland is lying, so they let him out. So Shard, he didn't really care about much. Then Brian Steele gets up there on cross-examination, and Brian Steele is essentially just showing just a bunch of pictures like, hey, did you ever see this picture before? This is your son with Young Thug. Have you ever seen this before? The mom is like, yep, I've seen that before. And she's like, this is a video right here. This is your son. And this, you ever seen this before? She's like, I ain't never seen the video, but I know who those people are. So it's just a bunch of that. Brian Steele's just showing all these pictures like, look, your son was with Jeffrey Williams like not too long before he passed away. So that's all Brian Steele just wanted to establish. And that's where I thought like you would think that if somebody is behind the murder of your child and then somebody else is just showing you pictures of them together and insinuating that they wouldn't be behind the murder of your child because look, they're in pictures together, they were close. I would think that if the mom truly believed that Thug was behind it, I don't think she would have responded like she was responding in that courtroom, which was seeming like extremely peaceful. She seemed to be a nice person to me, very unbiased. And by unbiased, it doesn't help because your whole purpose of being there, I mean, when I say it doesn't help the state. Your whole purpose of being there is to leave a lasting impression with the jury about how you feel about these defendants as it relates to the murder of your child. So if you don't give them anything, you don't help the state. Again, it seems like the people on the op side, the If Gang side, are planning on being no help to the state in this YSL trial, right? They don't like from the, now this is not If Gang, but from the guy that was with Dirty Red when supposedly DK was shooting at them and robbed them and all that, to A. Bennett, to Dexter Montgomery, to now Shaana Edmonds. None of these people that have been like quote unquote victims or victim families of YSL crimes, alleged crimes, none of them have helped the state in any way. So I just want to point that out. But let's watch this video of how Miss Edmonds was answering questions when Brian Steele was questioning her. Right? Let's just go ahead and check that out.
Don't care what the white folks say.
Do you recognize that gentleman who you in the picture in the white shirt?
Yes, it's my son.
Okay, and do you know who he's handshaking?
Yes, that's the artist Rich Homie Quan.
Okay, and then are you familiar with this song or this video?
No, I'm not.
Okay, were you aware, and the jurors already saw it, you aware Jeffrey Williams performs in this video? And if you don't, just say I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen it, yes.
Okay, you're aware of that?
Yes.
You saw him in the video?
Yes.
Okay. And the date of this video?
Okay. So could y'all hear the tone of Miss Edmonds' voice right there? She sounds very calm while, her son is being shown like this. And really what they were doing in that picture, in that video right there was a gang handshake. You understand what I'm saying? So she's not like, hey, don't show my son like that. She's not reacting at all. And I'm not mad at her. I'm just pointing out the fact that it stood out to me that she was responding like this.